Few science fiction horror films have created as strong a connection to another fictional universe as Event Horizon. Released in 1997, Paul W.S. Anderson's film follows the crew of the Lewis and Clark as they investigate the mysterious return of the Event Horizon, a spaceship that disappeared years earlier. What they discover is a ship that has been transformed into a nightmare, seemingly driven insane by something beyond human understanding. While Event Horizon is not officially part of the Warhammer 40,000 universe, it is remarkably easy to watch the film and imagine that it takes place centuries before the events of 40k. The biggest reason is the Event Horizon's journey through another dimension. The ship uses an experimental gravity drive to fold space and travel enormous distances. Instead of simply entering another part of the universe, however, the ship appears to have entered a hostile dimension where the normal laws of reality do not apply. When the ship returns, its crew has been psychologically and physically destroyed. This sounds remarkably similar to the dangers associated with the warp in Warhammer 40,000. In 40k, the warp is an alternate dimension that allows ships to travel faster than light, but it is also inhabited by terrifying entities known as demons. Humans who enter the warp can be exposed to madness, corruption, visions, and supernatural forces. The Event Horizon's crew experiences many of these same horrors. The ship itself seems almost possessed, while its surviving occupants become obsessed with violence and despair. The film becomes even more interesting when viewed through the lens of chaos. The terrifying visions experienced by the characters resemble the psychological manipulation associated with the chaos gods. There is no obvious demon announcing itself as a servant of Khorne, Nurgle, Tzeentch or Slaanesh, but the themes are unmistakable. Madness, violence, corruption, and the destruction of the human mind. The design of the Event Horizon also feels strangely familiar to 40k fans. It is enormous, gothic and industrial, with cathedral-like interiors, mysterious symbols, and an atmosphere that suggests humanity has already become obsessed with technology and power. The ship's gravity drive could easily be imagined as an early, experimental version of technology that would eventually lead humanity toward the more established warp technology seen in 40k. Perhaps the most convincing argument, however, is the film's attitude toward humanity's future. Event Horizon presents technological progress as something that can unleash forces humanity does not understand. That pessimistic view fits perfectly with Warhammer 40,000, where humanity has survived by mastering dangerous technologies while constantly risking corruption by the warp. There is no official connection between Event Horizon and Warhammer 40,000, but as a fan theory, the similarities are almost impossible to ignore. The warp, chaos, gothic technology, and psychological horror all line up beautifully. If Event Horizon is not a 40k prequel, it certainly feels like it could be one. The film may not contain space marines or imperial symbols, but its terrifying vision of humanity discovering what lies beyond reality feels like the perfect origin story for a universe where traveling through the warp is an everyday necessity, and every journey could end in madness.